Welcome back again, rum lovers. Today is a special event. We have the Hampden Estate single Jamaican rum, right? 8 marks. We've been studying, toiling through the night, trying to ensure that we have gleaned all the information that is in this package. You can see here, they gave us all of this, breaking down all the rums. Here, they have some history, right? So all these things we'll try to present to you in tasting of all these rums. We have water, we have our
Yeah.
Glencairns. Let's get into it, right? So we have bought multiple copies of this right here
Yes.
because, sometimes you just can't deal with one alone, right? So we're starting off here with the OWH, and we're gonna get into what the levels, the ester levels. What we got? We got 40 to 80,
Yes.
and then this is the full name is the Otman Warren Ossie. How you pronounce that? You're Jamaican.
Ah!
I was already corrected on some of the pronunciation in places in Jamaica.
Otram.
Uh-huh.
Warmal.
Ossie.
Warmal. I apologize for I hate mispronouncing. Is that the name? Oh no.
We don't have any information about it.
Okay. Right.
But one thing that before we even get into the first one,
Uh-huh.
right? We're talking about the marks. We read through some of the kits here that kind of explain some of these things on the esters and stuff like that. Because I just started and said, oh, it's 40 to 80 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol, right? But what exactly does that mean, right? So in the reading on this side, they talk about the esters, and what they said is that the ester levels are basically like a subcategory, right? So they have the congeners, which is like all the
The entire.
the flavor or the aromatic volatiles within the rum itself.
Right.
Then there is the esters, right, which most of it is acetate ethyl, right, and then the others is typically anywhere between 2 to 10%, right?
Right.
And they give an example where they talk about the HLCF, which is 98% of that, right? So 1.4% of that is what they consider the esters, right? And then of the esters, 98.3% of that is acetate ethyl, which is the most volatile and occupies most of what the esters are in a rum. And then the smaller of that, 1.7% of the HLCF, has what you have more of the fruity notes and the green apples and all that kind of stuff. And they broke down that is the butyrate, the isoamyl, the aproate, the lactate, the carylate, and the caprate.
Caprate.
Right? So these are really, which is only 1.7% of the esters, which is still a fraction of the congeners, which is
Yes.
a fraction of the rum, right? So we're really talking about like literally point zero something of the rum content is where the flavors come from. Yet there's so many flavors, so much flavors in the rum itself, right? So that's right there. We're gonna go into the first rum and we're gonna give you some of the breakdowns from the first rum. So Rashawn, you could pop a bottle right there, and I am going to explain to the people what is on the kit, right? It's hard to even take out. You see, we're kind of new at this, right? First package that we're opening, we just been having them sitting on our bars and stuff for the longest, right? So these are 200 ml bottles, so about 1600 milligrams. We're talking about over about 1600 milligrams, about what? A little more than 2 bottles, right? Because 2 bottles would have been like 1500, so a little bit more than 2 bottles of rum, right? And this is the OWH, one of the newer marks from Hampden created by the Hussey family in the early 2010s. This was the lightest mark, but already the aromatic style true to Hampden Estate, right? So this says it's 97.8% ethyl acetate and 2.1% from the other ester components, which is a little bit of butyrate. Most of it looks like caprate or caproate, sorry. and then lactate takes up a little under a quarter, and isomalt a little bit more than a quarter, right? So I'm gonna try to post some pictures in here, try to show you guys all the things that this includes. This is high molasses content, no cane juice vinegar, no dunder, high water content, no muck addition, right? The fermentation total 3 days, ABV of the wash 5%. All right, so 3 days alcohol fermentation, no dead wash, so that's 3 days total.
I want
5%
I wonder if
ABV.
I'm the only person having problems to open up these bottles.
I don't know. Maybe we might need a knife or something.
Yeah, because normally you'd have like
A seal
a
or
little plastic
something
thing
like
you
that.
could peel it
Oh,
around.
okay. All right. Let me do a pause. So continue. So distillation is in the double retort pot still. Final ABV 85.6 to 86.5%. Right. So what's the percentage on the sample itself?
60%
60%.
alcohol.
All right. So this has been diluted quite a bit to get down to this percentage. Right. Unaged. All right. So I have a sample of 6 from what you call those guys? From Whiskey Exchange. And I thought I could use it, but then I recognized there's 8. So maybe some of the newer marks they didn't include in the Whiskey Exchange sample box, right? But we're drinking at 60%, which is pretty drinkable.
Yes.
And let's see what the lowest 40 to 60. And did they have any extra information on the bottle here? No, they just said the same thing, 40 to 60, distilled in 2022, made of molasses, 200 milliliters. Discover the rich diversity of rums produced by Hampden Estate, captured a wide array of marks. Each mark corresponds to newly made spirit when referred to by the cryptic letter code matching the specific method of the production level, right? So this is the OWH, starting that one. So let's get into it. Yeah, pretty good nose.
Yeah. I
Hot.
like this.
Yeah, I was expecting less.
Yes. Comparable to the age OWH, which is not our favorite mark.
True.
Definitely.
The OWH, the age, which is what is in the 8 year, the
8-year
regular
Hampden.
Hampden 8 year, which is pretty. I don't know. And then what's the other one? There's the Hampden Gold. There's a cheap Hampden that's on the market,
Right.
which I thought was OWH, but this nose is way stronger than that one. I don't know where that bottle is because I have that bottle.
You have that bottle. I have one too.
Huh?
But
Next time I go to Jamaica, I'm gonna look for it again.
I've read that only have 10 esters somewhere.
Does Hampden have a column still somewhere, or did they bulk buy some other column still rum
I
from
could be wrong,
somewhere?
but I recall seeing it. But try remember. You remember what that rum tastes like? The Hampden Gold.
It's very light.
It was super light.
It was not light. I feel like they bought rums from like Monimus column still or something and just blending a little Hampden in there. Maybe that's what they did, but that does not taste anything like this. But anyhow, let's get into the. So what nose do you get on the nose? I get the like a rusty iron, acetone, hot. What are you getting?
I get a slight fruit.
Oh my, hot on the nose.
It is hot.
Very slight on the fruits.
Yeah, very slight.
Man, hot. All right, let's get into the tasting. I'm crying. Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. Ooh-wee. Hot. Attacking my tongue. Sharp nails. Sour. Grapefruit on the end. Acetone flavor lingers. Like, this is a lot of flavor. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I'm getting fruits. Jackfruits.
Really?
Jackfruit. Slight slight pineapple. That's the first thing that rushes. Like it rush up and then it just slowly it just evaporates
No,
for me.
I don't know. I'm getting like a bitter, wrong finish. I can see like a slight berry, like sour fruits is what I'm getting. But it is long. Like it's still, my mouth is still dry. I'm still tasting it. I'm very surprised. Like if someone gave me this, I wouldn't say Hampden.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't say Hampden. I would have thought Clarendon or something else if someone gave this to me.
It doesn't taste like it has the like that Hampden DNA.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't. Not for me. Not for me. It's not. It's just there's no like you were getting fruity notes that I wasn't getting at all. Like for me, it was just
Yeah,
so.
yeah. At first taste, first sip, it was like it rushes up to the top of my the gum like those fruits.
Mm.
It's like with mostly jackfruit. Then you have pineapple, these berries, slightly, and then it just like the hotness, and then it just starts evaporating. Like it's like I go up on a high, and then
Mm.
I'm slowly coming down.
I missed all that high. On the second sip, I did get a bit more sweet notes. On my first sip, nothing sweet. Second sip though, I did get some fruity notes. I did a slight Hamden pineapple jackfruit vibes. Slight on the second sip. First sip, don't know where that was. Couldn't find it. It tastes so much more like the things that I would associate with Clarendon and Worthy Park type notes. Just a lot, very overpowering notes. Which is surprising because again, 40%, right? Sorry, not 40%, but 40
60
to 80
ester
extra
marks,
marks, right?
60% alcohol. How would you rate this though? Like on a scale of a 1 to 10, with 10 being the best.
Ah,
Because our expectation for this, I don't think it was very high. Compare that
agreed.
the age OWH is not really our favorite.
So the fact that to me, the flavor notes were a lot higher than I expected, right? So I'm gonna add a little drip of water in mine. Right, just put a little tip of water because I really want to try to see what I missed, right? Because at 60%, you can get overpowered so much that you don't really get all the notes, right? So I just want to put a little bit in there and get that taste. But to me, I was expecting very low flavor Hamden vibes, right? And what I got was not Hamden vibes, right? And but the flavor was higher than expected. Excuse me. So I would say it kind of beat expectations to some extent because I just expecting milder Hamden while I got something different, something kind of left field. For me, you were kind of like it was closer to the Hamden vibe for you,
Yeah,
but it beat expectations.
it does.
So I don't know what number I would have given it before, but I'd want it now, right? Just because it's something different from what I expected. That one drop of water I just put in there added a bit more. It opened up a little bit more where I get a bit more Hamden vibes on there. On the nose, just the nose alone smelled more fruitier with that little drop of water. But I literally just added like 2 drops in this.
2 drops.
Mm. Yeah, it got more fruitier. I really need that one drop. I really needed that little extra because it got fruitier. It got more on that Hamden vibes, in my opinion. So, would I buy a bottle of this
On age,
on age? Yeah.
I would. I would. I can
Think
actually.
about rum fire. Does it taste like rum fire to you?
Good question.
What is rum fire esters?
I think they say rum fire esters is almost I think 350 to 500.
Oh, okay.
It's like a HLCF mark.
Hmm. Oh, it kind of remind me. Not that I add a little drop of water, you get a little more fruitiness in there. But this is what rum fire kind of reminds something kind of bitter, metallic, and there's a little bit of fruit in there. And this with the little extra drop kind of opens up. So maybe I'll get closer to that mark as it goes along.
I would say this is like probably like a mild around fire.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. So, rinse out my glass a little bit here. Trying to stay on my 2 feet by the end of the video. All right, on to the next one. Wow, almost covered the Glencairn with my cup, right?